Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we have our first look at the patch notes for the upcoming update. So, with that being said, let's get to it. Now you guys know these tend to be long videos, so if you gotta get a snack, go ahead, pause the video now, we'll wait for you. And, now that you're back, let's get this party started. Server maintenance will take place on August 31st, after which the update will be pushed to console. For Xbox, that'll be between 2 to 5 a.m. Central Time, US, and for PS4, 2 to 5 a.m. Central Time, US. Okay, update size, 2.4 gigabytes, so it's going to be a big update. Those of us with crap internet, plan ahead. Alright, so Legends, it's been a crazy summer, but everything has its end. Fall will bring just as much, if not more content, and quench your thirst for all things related to warships with a series of exciting additions. Let's begin. This update will see the arrival of the Reggia Marina, aka Italian Navy, in the form of the cruiser line coming to early access, as well as Battleship Roma, hero of the Veni Vidi Vici campaign. No less important is a new feature that will allow better management of your camouflage and also enable you to upgrade and create new camo. What? Hold on. What do you mean create new camos? So we get better management of your camouflage, but you can upgrade and create new camos. Oh, is this okay? Is this just going to be one of those where you kind of like the rest of the flags and stuff? You get to combine them to upgrade to a better version of a camo. If so, then I was like really excited for a second. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are actually talking about creating your own camos. That would be dope. I think everybody would love to be able to create their own camos. Anyway. Of course, you know somebody's just going to go like full lime green, and it's just going to be like eyesores, just blow your head out the moment you see it. It gets spotted, and you're like, go away! I don't want to see it! Anyway, the Veni Vidi Vidi... Hello? Get off my screen. The Veni Vidi Vici campaign, that's a rough one for me to say. Roma, our first entry into the realm of Italian battleships, is the ultimate reward for finishing the new campaign. She resides at Tier 7, and among her traits are high speed and great maneuverability, making her a great choice if you want to cover more of the map. Her 381mm guns, aka 15-inch guns, are mounted on quickly traversing turrets, making switching sides between targets that much easier. You'll find that you get the best accuracy when engaging in combat within a range of 15 kilometers. And if the action gets too close for comfort, the 40% torpedo production will play a crucial role in increasing the longevity of your naval crusade. As you progress through conquering the 100 milestones of the campaign, you'll receive a trove of rewards, including but not limited to all kinds of boosters and currencies, including lira, which you can spend in the Admiralty during this update. Additionally, you'll receive several Italian cruiser crates as well as Italian commander crates to bolster your fleet and your roster. The weekly missions are cumulative at this time, so they don't reset or disappear each week. However, the shakedown trials are blocked by the endurance trials chain. Also note that the difficulty curve of the task will increase from week 1 to week 4, and slightly fall on week 5. So basically, it gets progressively harder to get from week to week. And then on the last week, they make it a little bit easier so that folks who may have fell behind or whatever could possibly catch up. So that's pretty cool. Veni Vidi Vici, the rewards you can get without Admiralty backing, right here. It is worth 18,528 doubloons. Additional rewards you can get with Admiralty backing is 2,500 doubloons. Oh, wait, no. Admiralty backing is 2,500 doubloons as always. And then the additional rewards are here. See, this is where a little bit of extra help for us would be nice. Just hit the enter key a couple times and put this down on the next page. But yeah, so this here is what you get with Admiralty backing. Obviously, you get the ship, plus you get 950 doubloons. Have we ever gotten doubloons before for completing campaign with Admiralty backing? Oh, you get 300 doubloons up here without Admiralty backing. That's pretty cool. I like that. But 950 if you have Admiralty backing. So without Admiralty backing, you spend, or with Admiralty backing, you spend 2,500, but you get 950 back if you complete the campaign. So you're really, not spending 2,500 doubloons. So not bad. And I've always said that this is usually your best way, if the most bang for your buck, if you're going to spend any doubloons in this game, getting Admiralty backing so that you can complete these campaigns and get all of the stuff that comes with them is your best bet. Because, as you saw, 18,528 doubloon value for the without, and with 75,220 doubloon value. So, you get a lot more when you spend the 2,500 doubloons than you would anywhere else in the game. The only thing close would be just premium time, because premium time earns you a lot of silver, XP bonuses, and stuff like that. So, premium time is the next best, but definitely getting Admiralty backing is worth it, in my opinion. Roma, Reggia Marina cruisers. Forming the backbone of the Italian Navy in Legends is the new cruiser line. This time, you'll have access to Tier 1 through Tier via research, while the Tier 3 and 6 will drop from early access that can be found in the campaign in the store. Okay. So, we can actually start with Tier 1 and Tier 2 Italian cruisers. And then, if you get crates and stuff, you can actually get anything of Tier 3 to Tier 6 as normal. So that's pretty cool. As usual, there will be two grades of containers, regular and big, with the latter having higher chances of dropping one of the new ships. Another caveat, the lower the ship's tier, the higher the chances of finding her in one of the containers. These cruisers offer a mix of great maneuverability and light armor. Their firepower is nothing to sneeze at either, with impactful 203mm guns at higher tiers. Their torpedo armament is also quite respectable. However, you need to be very careful when navigating these buttes, as... Is it buttes or boats? Could be either. Because technically, B-E-A-U could be bow, so maybe that's boats or buttes. Because beauty... Yeah, never mind. As their armor is reminiscent of their British counterparts. In other words, they don't have much armor. But they have bigger guns. All right, so Tier 1, we have the Nino Bixio. Good Lord. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Tier 2, the Taranto, or the Taranto. I don't know which one's going to be the thing. When I think of Toronto, I have an O in there, but it could be Toronto. It's just Italian. Then the Alberto di Giussano. Alberto di Giussano. That's my final answer. Raimondo Montecu... Oh my God. What is this? I'm not Italian. The Raimondo Montecuccoli. Montecuccoli? I apologize. Tier 5, the Trento. I can get that one. Tier 6, the Zara. Tier 7, the Amalfi. I can do all those. Why you gotta have Jesus, man. You guys are killing me. Italians, we love you. Make me dinner. Please. Italian commanders. A ship can only go so far without an able commander, so making their way to the ever-growing personnel roster are 4 distinguished Italian officers. Boy, do they ever look distinguished. We got 3 modern officers and 1 that's been around a while. All right, so who do we got? We've got, dear Lord, help me. I'm going to need this. Wait a second. I found my favorite commander already. Inigo Campioni, the default commander for Reggia Marina ships. Spartan base trait reduces all incoming damages by 0.2% per rank up to a total of 4%. Now, here's the thing. I like when I see Spartan, but why is Spartan a base trait for an Italian? Like, I get it, we don't have Greek ships, but I'm just saying, like, it seems a little out of place. I mean, I'm sure that somebody could have come up with a better name for a trait than that. But don't get me wrong, I'm flattered that you named a perk after me. Totally isn't after the ancient Spartans. Anyway, Francesco Mimbeli, a cruiser commander. Time to make a move is the base trait. Reduces the reload time of your cruiser's guns by 0.3% per rank up to a total of 6%. And, I'm not insane, reduces the range of torpedoes. 40% static, but makes them faster by 2 to 7 knots depending on rank. I mean, that's a huge decrease in your torpedo range. So, I don't know. It depends on how fast they normally are anyway. And they're better concealed, though. 500 to 200 meters. So, once it's fully ranked up, you're going to get 7 knots extra top speed with a 200-meter better concealment on the torpedoes, which is counterintuitive because, generally speaking, the faster a torpedo is, the more sound it makes, and the more likely it is to be detected. So, I'm not sure how this corresponds in why... I mean, I understand from a game standpoint, but in reality, if we want to go there, the faster a torpedo is, the more sound it makes, and the more sound it makes, the easier it is to detect. Therefore, this is wrong. Luigi Sansonetti, a cruiser commander. Aegis is his bait trait. Reduces all incoming damage to your cruiser by 0.3% per rank, up to a total of 6%. With subtle manipulations as a skill. Reduces the fuse timer for AP shells. 90% static. Oh my god. Okay, so you take an AP shell that may overpin because it's 203 and you give it the inability to be overpinned, as well as increases your cruiser's AP shell damage by +2 to +10%, depending on rank, but widens the shell grouping by 5%. Okay, so you've got you've got more sigma, which means the shells can spread apart farther, but 90% less on the fuse timer means that you're not going to be overpinning at all. But that also means that you're not necessarily going to be hitting citadels on certain ships. But on light cruisers and probably heavy cruisers, you're probably going to be able to citadel the snot out of them every time, given the fact that you basically never going to overpin. That's crazy. Anyway, the last commander is, oh boy, Paolo de Revel, a battleship commander. Time is of the essence. Base trait improves the reload speed of your battleship's main battery by 0.3 per rank, up to a total of 6%. Artisan's Touch. So we get another battleship reload. If you stack that, you could get, like, say, the Jean Bart, the Yamato, certain ships. Thinking the German battleships, I think, have a relatively quick reload. Of course, the British do. You could get some of those battleships to below 20 seconds. I mean, the French you could already get below 20 seconds. I think it was 19.5, 19.6, something like that, if you really went for it. But now, if you could stack this, then that's going to further reduce that and give you 10 to 15 seconds. 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 10 to 15 probably able to get the reloads down into the 18s, which is terrifying for like a French, like the Jean Bart, for instance. And with that, I mean, you're still not going to be able to get 2 full reloads in during your reload booster. So I guess it's not really that big a deal. But if you want to go that way, probably could. Anyway, Artisan's Touch increases the fuse timer for battleship AP shells and increases their penetration rating. This improves the ability of your battleship to deal damage to other battleships, making shells penetrate deeper into hulls before exploding. However, this also increases the chances of overpinning lightly armored targets. Huh. I apologize. I had to sneeze. Anyway, so why would a battleship want to increase its fuse timer and penetration? Now, I get the penetration, don't get me wrong, but the fuse timer is generally something you don't want to increase on a battleship. So I'm wondering if, much like the British battleships, if they just have a really short fuse by default, so you're not able to Citadel battleships, but you increase the fuse timer a little bit, and you're going to be potentially over penetrating cruisers, but you'll be able to do more Citadel damage against battleships. It's an interesting one. Interesting. I feel like there's going to be a lot more like differences between builds on these Italian lines so far. There's a lot of differences here that you can really change how ships perform. All right, though. Inigo Campioni will be available to everyone right from the start, while the other 3 commanders can be obtained from Italian commander crates and regular commander crates. Improved legendary skills. You've been asking us to make the legendary skills feel more, well, legendary. And the point was definitely a valid one. So we've prepared a set of improvements. The main change is that these skills now have an active component that activates whenever you get close to an ally or an enemy. Depending to the particular skill, note that equilibrium of power has been moved to the legendary tier. Before we move on to the descriptions of the new effects, please be informed that all players who have already reached account level 7 will receive 2 commendations, while those who have Nikolai Kuznetsov and Stepan Makarov will also receive a universal commendation for each of them. There are slight changes to some existing effects, but as a rule, all new active effects empower the skills. Added skill effects. Maximum damage to ships in brackets, mastery levels 1 through 4. Maximum distance to ships in brackets. Mastery level. Higher mastery allows the effect to be activated at longer distances. Okay, so the higher level the legendary, the further your radius is to be able to start these particular effects. Which is going to lead to a lot more people like staying close to one another, maybe? This could be a torpedo boat's like wet dream here. Anyway, Unstoppable speeds up the damage control party reload or cooldown by 50% when in proximity of an enemy ship. Okay, so Legendary Tier 1 will be 3 kilometers. Legendary Tier 2 will be 4.5 kilometers. Tier 3, 6 kilometers. Tier 4, 7.5 kilometers. So if you get within 7.5 kilometers with a Tier 4 captain, your damage control party is going to be reduced by 50%. Holy crap. Fully packed. Speeds up consumable reload time by 30% when in the proximity of allied ships. 1.5 kilometers to 2.75. I'm not going to keep reading the distances. You guys can see that. Those are for your tiers, obviously. Legendary 1, Legendary 2, Legendary 3, Legendary 4 will be the highest distance. So we're just going to go through the descriptions and leave the distances there for you guys. Will to rebuild automatically activates the repair party effect if the ship's HP is lower than 20%, independently of whether the consumable is available or not. Really? Oh my god. That's an extra health. Like, that's an extra heal right there. Even if you don't have a heal, if you've already used all your heal, you get an extra heal. Oh my god, Nelson is going to be unstoppable. As if it already hasn't, don't get me wrong, Nelson's still a squishy ship. But that ability to trigger an extra super heal, that's huge. Oh my god, the German ships are going to love this because God knows that they need it if they're trying to, like, push into people's faces and stuff. So, yeah, that's really cool. Again, you have to be close to an enemy to do this. So, you have to be up in somebody's face to get that extra heal. Lower than 20%. Independently, restoration occurs at a rate of 0.5 at the max HP per second when in the proximity of an allied ship. Oh, so this is an allied ship. So you don't even have to be close to an enemy here. And the previous one was an allied ship as well. Sorry. The Unstoppable was in the presence of an enemy ship. So I gotta make sure I make that distinction. Okay. Give me speed. Increases your destroyer's maximum speed by 10%. Holy mother of God. Okay, so let's just put that into perspective. If your maximum speed is currently 42 knots, which I think is up there with, like, your Japanese and your French destroyers are right in that neighborhood. If your maximum speed is 40 knots, that's going to give you an extra 4 knots for a maximum speed. When in the proximity of an enemy ship, and of course it is absolutely... Like, 3 kilometers, you're not going to be getting that close very often. Because if you're that close, you've already torped a guy. So, they're going to be gone and your boost isn't going to last very long. But at 7.5 kilometers, if you get that legendary 4, 7.5 kilometers, that's a little more doable. That's a boost that you could use for a while. Leviathan decreases the rudder shift time by 20% when in the proximity of an enemy ship. Okay. That could be interesting. Rather be torching shortens your destroyer's increased detectability time by 30% after firing main guns when in the proximity of an allied ship. Interesting. So if you're close to a friendly ship, then you're going to be able to reduce the amount of time that you're detected by 30% after you fire your guns. It's an interesting perk. Okay, refill station increases your cruiser's maximum firing range by 10% when in the proximity of an allied ship. Oh my god. Do they really need more range, guys? Who thought that was a good idea? Anybody? We already have cruisers with 19.5 kilometer range. You are giving them a 10% bonus on 19.5 kilometers. That's basically, let's see, 19.5 kilometers. So yeah, you're getting, what, almost another kilometer on top of that. So you're almost putting them at a full 20.5 kilometers at that point. And you know they stick together. How many times you see a cruiser grouping that's running smoke and radar, you know, so that they can stay together and then just lob shells from freaking way downtown. So you're giving cruisers the ability to fire further than all the battleships. That's insane. Anyway, moving on. I'm not looking forward to that. Let's be real. And of course, it's called Rather Be Torching. Because who's going to be using it? The fire spammers. Because, never mind. We'll just, my first letdown of this update. Refill stations, that was the one we just talked about. That's the one we just talked about. Increased, yeah. So, Rather Be Torching is the other one. Instead of torping. Okay, so I get that one. But refill station, really, dude? Really? By the book. Reduces incoming damage to your cruiser by 20% when in the proximity of an Allied ship. Again, cruisers tend to be together anyway, and if you're within 3.5 kilometers of another friendly ship, now you have 20% less damage to your cruiser. That's amazing! Good God, man, this is going to be a pain. Whew. Cruisers, you're getting some bonuses like crazy. Like, you guys are going to be happy. Farsight reduces incoming torpedo damage to your ship by 30% when in the proximity of an Allied ship. Okay, all right. I mean, that is something I'm willing to, as a battleship guy, I'm really hoping for that one. That's got to be a battleship perk. You imagine that stacked on the Yamato's already 55%, so you've got an 85% torpedo damage reduction. Woo! Woo! That's juicy. And then, of course, you got the next one up, which would be the Alabama's 49%, so then you get 79% torpedo damage reduction. Woo! Fellas, it's time to work together. That's what this update tells me. Getting people to be close to one another rather than, well, of course, we already have lemming trains, so I guess that's the thing. That's just going to cause more people to run and go halfway across the world to get with the rest of the group. But it doesn't say you have to be within proximity of a bunch of ships. It just says a friendly ship or an enemy ship. So running with scissors increases your battleship's main gun shell damage by 15% when in the proximity of an enemy ship. And it's got the medium range boost there, 3, 4.5, 6, and 7.5. So your main gun shell damage gets increased by 15%. Smogathon increases your torpedo speed by 10 knots when in the proximity of an Allied ship. Oh my God. So, let me get this straight. I'm going to have to ask. I know developers watch my videos occasionally. If one of the developers, I'll probably post this question in Discord as well to talk to them. But if your torpedo speed is increased by 10 knots when in the proximity of an Allied ship, does that mean that as soon as you leave that proximity, if your torpedoes are if they're on the way, does that mean that your torpedoes slow down? Or is it if you fire your torpedoes in the proximity of an Allied ship, you get that 10 knots extra? Could you imagine the Adachi's torpedoes doing 90 knots? Are you joking? Like, you got a freaking hydrofoil right now. Those torpedoes would be coming at you at mock chicken. Like, what the heck? All right, this is going to be something I'm going to be testing on the Adachi, because you know it's going to be there. Equilibrium of power. No proximity effect. However, the skill has been moved to the legendary tier, as well as added to Norman Scott and Thomas Kincaid's arsenals. Additionally, the skill now statically reduces the ship's chances of setting fires with HE shells. Okay, so I don't remember equilibrium of power to the T. I think it was definitely a perk for the Russian cruisers. Maybe it's the range buff. Somebody will have to let me. I'll probably go in and look it up. This is the problem with trying to like read through everything and comment on it. This is pretty ridiculous. So Norman Scott and Thomas Kincaid gets this extra perk as a legendary choice. So that's interesting. Okay, skills that require enemy ships to be within a certain proximity also require that enemy to be actively spotted. Okay. Okay, so that's probably a good idea. All right, now the Transformers content is coming available September 18th. That's right before my birthday. The robots in disguise are coming to Legends to test the waters and wreak some havoc on our seas. We're welcoming Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, representing the noble Autobots, while Megatron and Rumble will fight for Decepticons' devious agenda. Optimus Prime is for Iowa. Now, I'm assuming that this isn't a premium Iowa, because this isn't gold, so this must just be a camo? My guess? Or maybe a special flag? I don't know. Maybe it's a permanent camo. But, yeah. I don't think I'll probably be running this on my Iowa anytime soon. It's just not me. I kind of like my American theme. My American flag. Beautiful. Each of the characters will be represented as a commander with a unique English-only voiceover. So, apologize to those folks that are outside or that don't have English as their language. So, these guys will only be available in English, as well as special skin for particular ship. There are 4 new base traits, so you can potentially use Optimus Prime as your commander, but use the American flag as your skin. Or if you want this skin and not use Optimus Prime, you could do that as well. The skins also provide cool animations for the ships, both in the port and in battle. Interesting. That'll be interesting to check out. The commanders and skins are available from the store directly, but you also have a chance to find them in Cybertronian containers. Flags and patches will also be available through purchasable missions. Transformers content is going to be available from September 18th to October 5th. Our heroes, their special skills, and ships are as follows. Optimus Prime commands the Iowa. He has Reconstructor as the base trait, which reduces the repair party cooldown time by up to 6%. Not that big a deal. Revocation Protocol shortens the duration of fires on your ship from -5 to -20% and decreases the spotter cooldown time, -10 to -30% depending on levels. Okay. I'm actually liking that perk in particular, but that's, I mean, reducing the fire duration of your ship by 20% is a huge deal, especially in battleships. So I like that. And then the spotter cooldown time, I can take it or leave it. Bumblebee commands the Fletcher, of course. Overboost increases the duration of engine boost by up to 20%. Interesting. Calculated inversion drastically improves the rudder shift time, -40 to -70%, and boosts acceleration, +40 to 100%, while the smoke generation. See, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you need... Okay, I think I understand. Okay, so while the smoke generator is active, now this is another question I'll have to have for the developers. Does that mean that only while your smoke generator is producing smoke that these are available? Or does that mean while your entire smoke screen is up, you have these boosts available to you? Because I could see the potential for that. As like you're sitting in your smoke screen, firing your guns away like crazy, and then you notice torpedoes coming, you need to get out of the way, or shots coming at you, you can accelerate faster and turn faster. But it causes the smoke screen to dissipate 30% faster, which you don't want in a gunboat while you're firing in your smoke screen. Not 100% sure I like this skill either. So Bumblebee skills, I mean, I guess somebody will probably enjoy it, but they'll most likely be getting Bumblebee for Bumblebee. I imagine that camo is like a bright yellow with, yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting. Megatron commands the Bismarck, of course. Bismarck needs all the help it can get. Cyber Lens increases your battleship's main gun firing range by up to 6%. Okay. All right. That could be useful, especially for tank build Bismarcks. That could be real useful. A Revocation Protocol shortens the duration of fires on your ship. That's also a big deal for you know. But that's literally the exact same skill that you had on Optimus Prime. Literally the exact same skill. So they only get a base trait that's different. The secondary perk is the same whether you get Optimus Prime or Megatron. Interesting. You'd thought there would be some distinction there. Rumble commands the Tashkent. Robotic breadth. What? Anyway. Increase your destroyer's main gun range by up to 6%. Alright. Calculated inversion. Again, drastically improves the rudder shift time. We already talked about that while smoke generator is active. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that, like, you only get one. You would think there would be a little more distinction between the Decepticons and, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you guys think about this. I'll leave that up to you. French destroyers. Whether you gave these smokeless speedsters a spin in the previous update or not, you've almost certainly met them in battle. You can now research the full line of these gunboats up to and including the handsome Le Fantasque. I hope that I pronounce... there's not too many ways to screw this one up. It's Fantasque, right? Complete with the main battery reload booster bolstering her 139mm guns. Engine boost is also present, which can push the destroyer up to the lower 50s on occasion. Perhaps the gunboat of Tier 7 competing for the title with Fletcher. Alright. The gunboat of Tier 7 competing for the title with the Fletcher. I don't know. She may have bigger guns than the Fletcher, but the Fletcher still has the DECA advantage. Being able to reload those guns. Of course, she gets a reload booster and Fletcher doesn't. But being able to reload those guns in, what, 2.5 seconds or 3.5 seconds? I can't remember. Yeah, it's nasty. Camouflage Management. The time has come to enjoy more camouflages and choose which colors you want to turn permanent. Okay. Alright. That's right. You can now convert any disposable camo into a permanent one by using a new currency, paint. Your camo collection is about to get a lot more interesting. Thank God I saved all of my Black Friday freaking paints that I just got out of the last, the Black Friday week. I've got all the shadow paints. I can make I can put my, I'm going to be running the Black Fleet. It's going to be sick. Okay, so, that's pretty cool. I wonder if it'll just be per ship. So we'll have to read here. Anyway, upgrade a number of disposable camo sets to permanent camos for a particular ship that will receive grade 1 status after the upgrade, which is a 0.5% bonus. Upgrade newly created permanent camos to higher grades, improving concealment and incoming shell dispersion stats. Okay. Create historic camos for ships with paint. This particular feature will be rolled out in later updates, and the camos will be added on a regular basis. Huh? Melt disposable camos down into paint, which can be used for camo creation and upgrades. Huh. Create historic camos for ships with paint, which will be rolled out in a later update. And the camos will be added on a regular basis. So are we getting like a community camo creator that we create camos for ships and upload them, and then you guys choose the ones, by you guys I mean the developers or maybe people vote on camos they'd like to see become actually in the game? That's an interesting, that's an interesting thing. That's an idea. I like that. Because there are some really creative folks out there that I can imagine just make some amazing camos. That's going to be sick. All right, there's also going to be some gaudy ones, but I mean, this is going to be pretty sick, I imagine. Melt disposable camos down into paint, which can be used for camo creation and upgrades. Okay. Making permanent camos out of disposable ones takes different numbers of sets depending on the camo. However, upgrading it always costs the same amount of paint. So 150 paint to upgrade to grade 2, 250 paint to upgrade to grade 3, and 350 paint to upgrade to tier 4. Okay. Whenever buying a camo that you already have, but there's a different grade, you will be compensated with paint. Unless stated otherwise. The amount of paint you receive is always based on the lower grade camouflage. Whether you're upgrading or getting a lower grade duplicate from a bundle. For example, the amount of paint you'll receive for duplicate camo is as follows. Duplicates for grade 1, 75, grade 2 is 150, grade 3 is 250, and grade 4 is 350. Okay, so you'll get more paint for duplicates of higher grade, so that's nice. But, yeah, I'm interested. Please note, newly released premium ships may come with different grades of permanent camo in the future. Okay. All right. So some ships will have more effective camo than others. Something to keep an eye out. This is all just going to more customization, more difference, getting away from like cookie cutters of everything. Like it just seems like everything is a cookie cutter sometimes. You get the same ships all the time, the same looks of ships all the time, the same play styles all the time, and this is just kind of helping to branch out a little bit, give us a little more customization with the legendary perk changes and the camos changes and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it for sure. Miscellaneous improvements added a filter for Italian ships, obviously, and Italian commanders receive their own tab in the commander's menu. Boosters can now be converted in bulk. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. Those of us with the stupid amount of boosters that we have can now finally convert them in bulk. Thank you. That's such a helpful thing. I can finally decide to go through them instead of converting 5 or 6 at a time for each day. Anyway, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is a quality of life improvement for me, that's for sure. Ain't nothing worse than spending 10 minutes converting freaking boosters. Good Lord. Anyway, unused personal commendations are now displayed on commander portraits in the menu. Enabled voiceovers for Mexican and Spanish. There you go. So the Mexican and Spanish speakers out there will have their own voices now in the game. That's awesome. Water splash effects have been reworked to offer a more realistic experience. That's interesting. Can't wait for that. And I'll be showing it to you in all 4K glory. I had to throw that in there. Any unspent Liberty bonds will be compensated at a rate of 7,500 credits to 1 Liberty bond. So you get some bonuses there if you haven't used them all. Blurring in the UI is now smoother. On the battle end, full screen notifications are instances of where blurring is used. Okay. The artwork for Russian commanders, except for Anton Gurin, received slight improvements. Okay. Tier 1 ships, except for Albany and Shikuma, have been removed from the default port lineup for new players. They can still be bought for 0 credits once the player reaches account level 3. Huh. Okay. Several personal patches have been recentered to align better with various backgrounds. Awesome. Several premium ships have been moved to the ships menu. I do like that because that, especially for me as a content creator, helps when I need to do certain videos where I go through and look at the tech tree and try to remember all of the premiums. I can't remember them all right off the top of my head. So having them in the ships menu is great. Or wait. No, it should be right. It should be right. Maybe this is just in the store, but I don't know. Anyway, Where'd we go? We've got several bugs fixed, so I won't read through those. Additional premium ships that are coming. We have 95% chance that these ships will make it into this update, but some may end up being postponed, so keep that in mind. So most of these will likely be, or there's a good chance that these will be showing up in this update, but some of them may be pushed back. Tier 4 Italian battleship, the Giulio Cesare, available for doubloons. Tier 6 Italian cruiser, the Duca degli Abruzzi. Ah, God, I apologize. Available for doubloons. Tier 5 British cruiser, London. Hey, I said that one right. You sure it's not London? Tier 7 French battleship, Gascon. Available for 750,000 global XP. So the French are getting another premium battleship. Okay, so the good news is they're not making the Jean Bart come back, but they are bringing. I guess that's what I should say. The Jean Bart was a campaign reward and is not currently available for 750,000 doubloons. Right? I don't think you can go pick that up right now. I think it was only available during the campaign, so people who don't have that will now have another option to be able to pick up a French battleship at Tier 7 for 750,000 global XP. Somebody will have to let me know if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I think that's the end, guys. We made it. I know this was a super long episode. I apologize, but I like to go through these in detail. I try to make them entertaining for you guys as best I can. I try to, really bring the energy for you guys so that it's easy for you guys to not have to sit there. You can listen to me on your way to work or whatever. Just don't be watching me, obviously, on your way to work because that's distracting. But if you, put me on your phone and put your phone down or whatever, or have your Bluetooth connected, you can hear me and we'll be talking over these, that sort of thing. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.